All right, which point represents the complex number -3 plus 2i? Okay, so remember how we talked about yesterday. -3 plus 2i is going to be from 0, 0. We're going to go over -3 and up 2i. So what point represents that? A, yes, good. Okay, name the complex numbers represented by the remaining points. So what is B? Can you name that? So just like how we did -3 plus 2i for A, what would B be? Three. 2i, right? Okay, we're on page 2. Okay, what about C? What would that be? 3 minus 2i, good. And then what's D? Minus 2i, right? Okay, good. So today we're going to learn about adding and subtracting complex numbers. Okay, so this diagram represents 2 plus 3i plus -8 minus 8i. Okay, so we start at 0, 0. Okay, I would pay attention because this one's a little tricky. We start at 0, 0, and we go plus 2. So we're going to go over 2. And we go up 3i. On the next part, we're going to go minus 8. So we count 8 over. And then we go minus 8i. So we go 8 units down. Okay. So here it is again. Right here, we got 2 plus 3i minus 8 minus 8i. What complex number does the point A represent? So this point right here, what is that point? What's point A? What's the real part? -6. And then what's the imaginary part? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5i, right? So minus 5i. Okay. So if we add like terms in this expression, what do we get? We'll take 2 and subtract -8. I'm sorry, subtract 8. So what's 2 minus 8? -6. And then what's 3i minus 8i? -5i. Look at how those two things match up. You see it? Okay, so you're going to add the real together, and then you're going to add the imaginary together. Okay, so what I would like for you to do, okay, I'll take a second. All right, so let's talk through this. I'm going to do it the graphing way first, and then I'm going to show you how to actually simplify. So I'm going to move to the left 3, up 2. So we went left 3, up 2. And then we're going to go to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So my point should be something like 1 minus 3i. Okay. That's okay. I know those are probably tiny. That's okay. Yep. You start left 3 and then up 2, right 4, down 5. Okay. Now, if that graph is too much for you, watch this. I'm going to take -3 plus 4. What does that give me? 1. And then I got 2i minus 5i. What is that going to give me? -3i. And look at how it's the same thing as what I got. Okay. There you go. Okay, now on the next one, there's a subtraction sign in between. So the first thing I would do is I would distribute that negative. So this is going to give me 6 minus 5i minus 1 minus 2i. And then I'm going to repeat the same process as what I did on the last one. So we're going to start in the middle. We're going to go to the right 6, down 5. Oop, that's not a straight line. Nope, can't draw straight on that part. Down 5 to the left 1, and then up down 2. So it's going to be 5 minus 7i. Everybody see where I'm getting that from? Okay. If the graph is a little hard to draw, that's okay, as long as you understand the concept of moving around. Okay, so it's kind of like if somebody was given directions like you got to go to the left or right certain amount of times, you got to go front or back. So you always want to start at 0, 0. And we know if we move to the right, it's positive. If we move to the left, it's negative, right? So they told us in the first part, move positive 6 to the right. Okay, so we moved to the 6 to the right. Then it said move down because it's negative 5i. So we went down 5i. The next part is negative 1. So we know that we're going to move to the left 1. Okay, so we're going to stay right here. We're going to move to the left 1, and then we're going to go down 2. And that's where we're going to finish. Yeah. Let's see if we get some practice, and maybe that'll help. Okay. So what I'd like for you to do is, I think you have this document in your packet. I think I printed it out. Yeah, on the next page. Yeah, I did. Okay. So go ahead and take a look at that. All right. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to try it on your own, and then we're going to kind of talk through some of those things. You're going to do the exact same thing as what we just did. Okay. Now they are asking true or false on those. Okay, so they are asking true or false on those. So you've got to make sure that you pay attention to it. So for instance, it looks like this, maybe. Okay. Okay, so you're trying to tell me, is that statement true? Okay, so let's do this one together, and then I'll let you go from there. So if I were looking on the left-hand side, I would start at 0, 0 and go to the right 3. And I'm going to go up 1 because it says plus I. Then it says plus 1. I'm going to go to the right 1. And then down 2i. Okay. So my new point should be 4 minus I. Is that the same thing as 4 plus I? No. So I'm going to say false. Okay. So you go ahead and start working on the next few. Be careful of your negative signs. So for instance, there's a negative in between. You got to distribute it before you start doing anything. Okay. Go ahead and take a minute. This probably should take you about, there's like 8 problems. All right, check your work really quick on the first 4. Check your work on the first 4. Man, I'm gonna have to zoom in. Okay, so ready? Okay, number 2, you should have got. Okay, number 2, I got false. Okay, number 3, I got true. And number 4, I got true. Yeah. False, true, true. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give you answers to 5 and 6 and 7.
5 and 6, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was 4.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well then go ahead and take a moment. Take a moment.
No, don't go wrong.
Okay, so right here. Just kidding. Right here. You check in your work. So on 5, it should be true. 6 is going to be false. 7 is true. 8 is false. And 9 is true. Okay. 8 and 9 are going to be very similar to what you're going to see potentially on your final. They always throw one question out like that. Okay. It won't be like a true or false question. It'll be like, what's I to the 10th power? Okay. Good. All right, we okay on these? All right, I'm assuming that you're getting it because nobody's saying nothing. So here we go. All right. So go ahead and take a look at the next slide. Okay, so going back to your PowerPoint notes. All right, describe how adding and subtracting complex numbers is similar to adding and subtracting polynomials. So polynomials are where we were like x plus 3 plus x and simplify that. So how is that similar to adding and subtracting polynomials? Take a moment, you're writing 2 sentences.